tell the story that was given to him as a demo. Done completely
Yeah, well,
differently.
that was, of course, Grover Washington's great hit, Mr. Magic. And I'd been working a lot with, I think that was Grover's fourth or fifth album for the CTI label back in the 1970s. And I had been involved in all of them as an arranger and sometimes pianist. And I was working very closely with Creed Taylor, the producer of those records at that time. And when we were starting a project, we were always looking for new material. And one of the great writers that provided a lot of stuff for Creed Taylor was Ralph McDonald, who was also playing percussion on a lot of those records. And he and his songwriting partners, Bill Eaton was one of them, and they wrote these great songs like Where Is the Love and Just the Two of Us, and there's so many great songs. So I was kind of excited when Creed Taylor gave me this cassette demo of Ralph McDonald's new stuff that they've been working on in their songwriting laboratory. And there was a whole bunch of songs on their list of them, and I looked down the list and I see this title, Mr. Magic. I thought, oh man, I can't wait to hear this song, because what a great title for a song, especially for Grover, who already had all kinds of charisma and great solo career going. And I'm thinking, man, this could be the title of the album. It could be so good. So I fast forward the cassette. Anybody remember the cassette? You can't go instantly to track 6. I'm waiting. 3 minutes later, I get to Mr. Magic, and my heart sort of sank, because, I'm sorry, Ralph, and you're a co-writer of the song, but in the original version of that song, it was a ballad, and it was nothing like, and it was a vocal. Now, I don't know whether it ever got covered by anybody. I hope not, because it was not an interesting vocal. You took my breath away, da 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 da, real slow, and then you got to the chorus. Oh, Mr. Magic, you turn me on, oh, Mr. Maybe it could be an even bigger hit now. Do you think I should start singing with the sombrero? Mr. Magic? Not gonna happen. But anyway, I gotta do this song, because the title and the melody was kind of cool, but ballad, no, it just wasn't gonna work for Grover. So in those days, our job on a rhythm date, when you had these great players, was not to do too much. You get them started, and then the groove's automatically, it's just going to happen. And on that session, we had Harvey Mason playing drums, we had the great Gary King on bass, and we had Eric Gale on guitar. So I had found this voicing, which I kind of like. It was just a C minor chord, but there's something about that. And it was not, I'm not sure that you played every it's this. And if you do anything else, it doesn't quite sound like it. It's a C minor chord with a 4, but it's that. And then Eric Gale came on. Came up with that line in the studio, I almost went to the floor, because it was so natural, it was so Eric, but it wasn't on the paper. I can't take any credit for writing that thing. Yes, I'll take a little credit for that. Okay, thank you. But when he made this da 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 da, and there was a funny, it could only be done on the guitar and the way Eric played it. So it worked out pretty nicely really nicely for Grover, and Harvey laid down this killer groove. And also in those days, this probably wouldn't happen in the era that we've all been involved with, smooth jazz, because there's a lot of control at the radio level for organizations like Broadcast Architecture that literally tell the producers what they should and shouldn't do. And one thing you can't do is have the tunes be long. Because they're not going to get played on the radio. So they got to be 3 minutes, 4 minutes tops, and don't play any solos. Don't let things go on too long. Well, if any of you go back to your old Grover Washington Mr. Magic album, that cut is 9 minutes long, and it never stops. And Creed Taylor was a major guy for do not break the groove. I don't want that groove to just keep going and going and going and going. Don't break it. So when I wrote an arrangement, Tom Braxton and I were talking about it the other day, because he was also asking me about it, and Tom has played it, and Tom is great, by the way. What a great song. But you get to the end of the melody, oh, Mr. Magic. You know, with the bop. And Tom Braxton said, who came up with the bop? And I said, I came up with the bop. And I came up with the second ending too, the bop. You know, those were my bops. But the big drag, you know, we were talking about publishing and everything, but Ralph and his songwriting partner got all the publishing. The arranger has to be humble. Arranger doesn't get any publishing on the song, so I was a little bit sad when I found out not only that Mr. Magic was a big hit and the publishing royalties were coming in a big way for both Ralph and Grover, but lo and behold, another 20 years go by, and along comes rap and the hip-hop field, and they start sampling stuff, and it was a hell of a sample. You know, it was easy for the rappers, easy to rap over a sample, great, but sample license, I can't get it because I don't have any copyright on that. So Ralph got me. However, I got even with him because you mentioned Take Me to the Mardi Gras. Take Me to Mardi Gras has my thing. A little song called Nautilus, which was from my first record, and I did write that, so it wasn't just the arrangement. And many rappers started sampling Nautilus, and the sample from this song, Take Me to Mardi Gras, became known as the Bells, because and many rap producers sampled it. And I realized that the cowbell part on there, dum dum ding ding dum dum da ding ding dum dum ding ding, was Ralph McDonald's playing cowbell, but he doesn't get the copyright on dum dum ding ding dum dum ding. So we kind of eased each other. I got up, no, he got up, and I got not ding 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 ding.